Happy Sentinels Tuesday, everybody. It is, believe it or not, the last video of 2023. I kind of can't believe it. But since it is also the last video for the month, we're looking at another hero. Well, that goes without saying because we're just doing heroes this month. We've got one more new deck creator day. It is Ammo37 with his hero Rook, who's a character from a game called Griftlands. He's a cool, like, gun-wielding outlaw, post-apocalyptic something or other, and he gambles, if you can see his power there. We'll find out about that in a bit. He, unfortunately, is going to be rematching the Unseelie Court. Good luck to him. Alongside Echelon 2199, Target Star Knight, and first appearance Ra, and they'll be fighting in Radium City. Haven't seen that in a while. You might notice that they have no hands. It's because I remembered there's weird setup rules. Shuffle the jacks, put 2 beneath this card, moving all others from the game. So we've got Halloween Jack out and Jack Frost in the wings. Put Beguiled into the play area of the 3rd active hero. Put Mischief into play. Reveal cards from the villain deck until you find 2 Fae. Put those in play. Shuffle the rest into the deck. When players draw their starting hands, they draw 1 card from each neighboring hero deck and 2 cards from their own. So, whenever a jack is defeated, flip it. Next, put a jack from beneath this card into play, or if there are no jacks to put in play, flip this card. Halloween Jack says reduce all damage dealt to this card by 1. Oh, that's a problem. That's a bit of a problem. And the villain turn, this card deals a 2-year targets the most HP, 2-year just lightning damage each. Mischief, when a hero plays a card or plays all instances of other hero names on that card, blah blah blah. So it means when you play somebody else's card, it's yours. This is going to get real weird real quick. We're going to, in fact, have to take a look at Rook's card real quick. If Beguiled is in play, when a hero would draw their first non-searched card each turn, they must draw from the Beguiled hero's deck instead. That's the hard part to remember. And Beguiled says if a Fae would deal damage to this hero, redirect it to the non-Beguiled hero with the most HP. End of this hero's turn. If they're incapacitated or the only active hero, the heroes lose the game. Otherwise, move this card to the player of the previous active hero. So it's going this way around the table. We've got the Elves of the Hollow Heartwood and Elves of the Copper Coppice. Here we go. Equinox, shuffle all hero hands together and deal them out equally. Fuck me. That's fine. This is a perfect time to get that. Boy, that sure is interesting. But as we determined in the last game, when you play a one-shot, it goes to its original hero's trash because I'm not keeping track of this shit. Alright, end of turn. Halloween Jack hits Star Knight and Ra. The Elves of the Hollow Heartwood hit the fewest cards in hand for 2 and 2. That will be Star Knight. And the Copper Coppice hit the most cards in play for 2 and 2. That'll be Ra. Okay, so, yeah, we need to look at Rook's rules card here. It says, start of the game, put Rook's character card into play, active side up, put Marsh Coin, Mud Coin, Chaos Coin, or Sifting Coin into play, remove the other coin cards from the game. Coins are variant hero character cards. Shuffle the deck and draw 4 cards. When instructed to gamble, you flip his coin. That's this thing over here. It's got, like, this alien-looking frog on one side and a snail shell on the other. I will refer to them as frog and snail from now on. When the coin is on frog, activate frog effects, and while it's on snail, activate snail effects. Marsh Coin says this card is indestructible. Whenever the coin lands on frog, one target regains 2 HP. Whenever the coin lands on snail, choose a target. Increase the next damage dealt by that target by 1. So when other people gamble, they will just be flipping this coin. Alright. Echelon's going to start off with one of Rook's cards, Dilemma. Choose a hero and gamble. Frog, that hero's player plays a card. Snail, they use a power. We're going to pick Ra. And we, Frog. So he plays a card. Let's do Flesh of the Sun God, just to start off with. One other player draws a card. We'll let Ra do that. I currently have 0 strategies. Oh, right, and she draws a Ra card. She got the Staff of Ra. She's got the Staff of Ra and the Sword of the Star Knight. This is going to be very interesting. Star Knight will start with a Hard Light Shield. That's good, because that's actually her card. And then we put the top 3 cards of her deck into her trash. She heals 2. Draw a card from Ra. Ra's going to play Tesla Knuckles and go ahead and use that for his power, do lightning damage to each of the elves, and draw a card. Okay, Rook is going to kick. He deals a target 5 melee damage. Well, let's take out the Copper Coppice elves first. And then his power is Rook spare a coin. We gamble. Got Frog again. Oh yeah, somebody should have healed last time. That'd be Ra. We will heal Ra again. Draw a card. Draw a Ra card. Fun. Robotic Enforcer comes out. Device Authority. And the environment turns card deals a non-authority target with lowest HP, 2 energy damage. Oh, awesome. Takes out the Elves of the Copper Coppice. Thank you, Mr. Robot. Yay. Unseelie Court plays Sour of Milk. Oh, we don't like that. Halloween Jack hits Ra and Echelon. Oh, wait, that's right. The Fae we're not supposed to hit Ra. He hits the fuse cards in hand. That's anybody. He'll hit Star Knight for 1 and 1. Then we destroy 2 equipment cards. Do we have more than 2 out? I don't think so. Also, Beguiled is on Star Knight now, which means that Rook should have drawn a Star Knight card instead. Yeah, okay, so that destroys the Tesla Knuckles and the Hard Light Shield, which means she can deal up to 3 targets 2 energy damage each. She'll hit the Sour and the Elves and Pumpkin Jack for 1. We're going to start building Echelon up, see if she can do stuff. I guess we'll let Ra draw a Star Knight card as well. Okay, draw a card. I think Star Knight will Fire Blast. Hit Halloween Jack for 4, and then discard some cards. Heal 2 and draw a card. Beguiled moves to Echelon. Ra is also going to Fire Blast and take out the Fae. Really, we should take out the Sour of Milk, but if we don't play any equipment cards, it doesn't matter. And then with his power, we will Rekindle. I'll hit the Sour of Milk for 1, and I can either move an ongoing card from my trash to my hand or play a card. I will play Emergency Catalyzer. Draw an Echelon card. Gee, he might actually be able to use Database Uplink. Okay, Rook is already done with all of this nonsense. He'll disregard. Discard your hand, then draw 4 cards. So that means he gets 1 Star Knight card and 3 of his own. Whoa, not that many. That's unfortunately all I can do. We gamble. Increase the next damage dealt by Ra by 1. Draw a card. Radium City plays Imposing Telescreen. Device Authority. In the environment turn, this card deals a non-authority target with the second highest HP 3 psychic damage. This card is destroyed if oppressed masses in the environment trash put into play. Well, first of all, our robot friend takes out the Sour of Milk. Thank you very much. And then this hits Star Knight for 3, and that's it. Wait, I'm sorry, no. She's actually the highest. It will hit Ra. Unseelie, play the King of Unwept Tears. Aw, shit. Increased damage dealt by Fae by 1. End of turn, Pumpkin Jack hits Star Knight and Rook for 3 each. The King of Unwept Tears deals the hero with the most HP 4 melee damage. That is Echelon. Except that gets redirected to Star Knight. There, I remembered. Echelon's going to play the Staff of Ra. She heals and has more damage dealt. Power, somebody can draw a card. How about... somebody can draw one of her cards. How about Star Knight, I guess? And draw a card. And then this moves to Rook. Star Knight is going to kick Halloween Jack again, and discard some cards, and heal 2, and draw a Rook card. Oh, this is confusing. Ra is playing Database Uplink, and then with his power... we will do 2 fire damage to the screen, I think, and play Scorched Earth. Hit everything for 2. Draw a Rook card. Actually, Rook could totally do this and get his own cards. Let's play Drawback. Draw 2 cards, play a card drawn this way. He gets his own cards. Well, we get Trick Shot, because they are both the same. Destroy an ongoing or environment card. We'll just get rid of the Imposing Telescreen. And then I gamble. We're looking for a snail. I don't get it. If I'd gotten a snail, I could have played a card. Power, let's gamble. And yes, it keeps landing on the frog. Tabletop simulators coin flipping mechanics are not very good. I wonder, hang on a sec. Did I reduce the gravity a bit? Okay, that actually worked. So, Snail, increase Ra's next damage by 1. Draw a card. Beguiled moves back to Ra. Radium City plays Oppressed Masses, speaking of whom. This card will be dealt non-psychic damage. The players may be redirected to the hero with the second lowest HP. End of the environment turn if there are no copies of Joining Loudspeaker in play. This card deals a non-hero, non-civilian target with the lowest HP, 2 melee damage. So that means the robot and the masses are hitting each other. Fun. Unseelie Court plays Fairy Fire. The villain target with the most HP, that's Halloween Jack, deals the hero with the fuse cards in play 1 irresistible toxic damage. The most cards in play 1 irresistible lightning damage. The fuse cards in hand 1 irresistible fighting damage, and the most cards. Okay, so the fuse cards in play 2 irresistible toxic damage. That is Star Knight. Remember that Ra is beguiled. Most cards in play 2 irresistible lightning damage. That's Ra. It gets redirected to Echelon. Fuse cards in hand 2 irresistible fire damage. That's Ra. It gets redirected to Echelon again. And the most cards in hand 2 irresistible cold damage. That is Rook. Whew! Then he hits Echelon and Ra, which goes to Rook, and the King of Unwept Tears goes to hit Ra. We'll have him hit Star Knight instead. Alright, do you have a way to deal damage, ma'am? No, but she could destroy a target with 2 or fewer HP. Echelon will play Wrathful Gaze and use it to kill the robot. Just the withering stare of this old woman, and the robot's like, you know what? I have other things to do. I have a wife and children. Star Knight will play one of Rook's cards, Foresight. Whenever you would gamble, you may destroy this card. If you do, choose which side the coin lands on for this flip. So I'm going to say that's only if Star Knight gambles. She keeps using her dumb useless power because she doesn't have any of her own cards to take advantage of her full-ass trash. Draw a card. Ooh. Ra is going to play one of Rook's cards, the EH-107 6-discharge pistol. Power is put a token on this card or remove a token from this card. Rook deals a target 3 energy damage. If you removed a token that way, that damage is irreducible and you may use a power. So we're going to go ahead and do that, put a token on that, do 3 energy damage to the King of Unwept Tears, and draw a card from his own deck, and Beguiled moves to Star Knight. Rook is going to play Coin Juggler. Whenever you play a card, gamble. And then he's going to gamble. It's a frog. Somebody heal. That'll be Star Knight. Draw a card. Radium City. Crushed Ascent. Whenever one shot is played, this card deals a character associated with that deck 2 energy damage. Start the environment. Turn. Destroy this card. Fun. Well, the oppressed masses go after the King of Unwept Tears. They know who the bad guys are here. Speaking of whom, they play Stealer of Children. Pumpkin Jack. I'm going to keep calling him Pumpkin Jack. I just can't not do that. He hits Ra for 3, excuse me, and he might as well hit Echelon, because he would anyways. King of Unwept Tears goes after Ra, and then we destroy 2 hero ongoing cards. Wrathful Gaze can be one of those. I guess Foresight's going to be the other one, mostly because she doesn't have any Rook cards. And that's it. Alright, Echelon's going to Flame Spike. She will take out the King of Unwept Tears. Nothing happens when he's destroyed, except the +1 goes away. That's important. She can use an extra power during her power phase, so she will throw the Staff of Ra, doing 3, 4, 5 projectile damage and taking out the Stealer of Children. Oh my god. And then somebody can draw a card that'll be Ra. He draws from Star Knight's deck, and so does she. Echelon's over here. She's like, got all of Ra's crap in the cockpit of her thing. She's like, no, I figured out how it works. Bam. Oh, except also Crushed Ascent went off, and she took 2 energy damage. Don't forget that. Let's have Star Knight play Living Conflagration and ping Halloween Jack for 1. Power, she doesn't need the HP. She'll use Living Conflagration, deal no damage, but draw a card, and Echelon is Beguiled. Ra's going to play the Starstone Collimator, because that makes sense. Power lets you use the Discharge Pistol, remove that token. The damage is irreducible, so 3 energy damage dealt to Halloween Jack. I can move card from my trash to the bottom of my deck. That was actually 4 energy damage, and because I did, Ra deals a target 2 energy damage, reduced to 1, and I can use another power. He will rekindle, deal a target no fire damage, but he can play a card. How about the Staff of Ra? Back where it belongs. Draw an Echelon card. Oh yeah, database uplink. At the end of your turn, you may discard a tactic. If you do, draw a card. He will do that. He gets his own card. Yay! Alright, Rook will play Call It at the start of your turn. Gamble. Watch me forget this. So I played a card. Let's gamble. Snail, increase the next damage dealt by Ra by 1. Power, gamble. Snail again. Increase the next damage dealt by Star Knight by 1. Draw a card. Alright, start of turn, Crushed Ascent goes away. Instead, we get a Nanomachine Clinic. At the environment turn, if there are no click targets in play, 1 hero target regains 2 HP. And at the environment turn, each click target regains 2 HP. Awesome! The oppressed masses go after Halloween Jack and ping him for 1. And then he plays Elves of the Verdant Wilds. Cool. He hits Star Knight for 2, and Ra for 2. Elves of the Verdant Wilds deal the hero with the fewest cards in play, 2 and 2. That is Star Knight. Echelon will do First Responder. Let's discard a card. How about one of those Star Knight cards that isn't going to do anything? Put up 2 tactics from my trash into my hand. I got 1. It's something. Power. Somebody else draw a card. It'll be Ra. He draws it from her deck. And then so does she. And Rook is now Beguiled. Star Knight will play a Hard Light Shield again. Power. Discard some stuff. Heal 2. Draw a Rook card. Neat. Ooh. Rob will play Advance and Regroup, so whenever non-hero target is destroyed, a hero target gains 2 HP. Power. Let's go ahead and throw the staff. That'll be 5 projectile damage to the Elves of the Verdant Wilds. Destroy that, and draw a Rook. Speaking of Rook, start of his turn he gambles. It's a frog. Somebody heal. That'll be Echelon. Rook will play Seed. The first time each turn Rook is dealt damage by a non-hero source, gamble. He played a card, so I can gamble. That's a frog. We heal Star Knight. Power. Gamble. That's another frog. We heal Ra. Draw his own card. Ra is Beguiled. Okay, start of the environment turn. There's no click targets in place, so somebody can heal 2. That will be Echelon. A lot of healing in this game. Radium City plays a Hero's Tomb. Increase damage dealt by click targets by 1. Start of the environment turn. If there are no click targets in place, select a hero. Increase damage dealt by the hero by 1 until the start of the next environment turn. Well, that's cool. The oppressed masses kill the Elves of the Verdant Wilds, which means somebody will heal. That'll be Star Knight. And that's it. The Fae retaliate with another Sour of Milk. Well, Halloween Jack hits Star Knight. Unfortunately, it's irreducible, and Echelon. And then we destroy 2 equipment cards. I know which 2 I'm destroying. He'll destroy Ra's Emergency Catalyzer, so he heals 3. And then we will destroy his Starstone Collimator. He deals a target 3 energy damage. Make that 2 to Halloween Jack. And I can bury one of his cards and do another 3 damage and take Halloween Jack out. So we get the Sigil of Autumn. Whenever a target is dealt lightning damage, reduce the next damage they would deal by 1. Good, Rook can counter that. So we get Jack Frost now. And the villain turn, he deals the hero target with the most HP 1 cold damage. Another hero damage this way discards a card, or Jack Frost regains 4 HP. And since he did come in at the end of the villain turn, he will do 1 damage to Ra, which gets redirected to Echelon. She will discard a card. Okay, Echelon will play Practice Teamwork. Everybody draw a Ra card. This card is Ra. And then she will let Ra draw another card and draw her own card. Oh boy, Star Knight has all the stuff. She's going to play Star Knight Oath. I think that would actually be very helpful. And she'll do Living Conflagration, hit the Sour of Milk for 2, draw a Ra card, and draw one of her own cards. And then we're going to see if she's got some equipment in here. She absolutely does. A Starstone Collimator. Move 4 cards to the bottom of her deck and play a Starstone Collimator out of her trash. Ra will play a Staff of Ra. Power, let's throw a token on the Discharge Pistol and drop the Sour of Milk. Draw a card, and now Star Knight is beguiled. End of his turn, he will discard a tactic. Honestly, that's actually not a tactic. Wait a minute, why is that not a... I've always thought this was a tactic. Is this also not a tactic? Need a Way Out is also not a tactic. What the fuck? I feel lied to. I'm mad about that. Okay, Rook. At the start of his turn, can gamble. Frog, he will heal himself. And then I think we'll play Drawback again. He draws a Star Knight card and one of his own cards. I think he'll play Starbeam. He's got a bunch of cards in his trash. We'll move 4 of those to the bottom of his deck and deal 8 energy damage to Jack Frost. Also, I played a card. Let's gamble. Hey, increase somebody's next damage dealt by 1. Hurrah. Let's gamble again. Snail again. He'll increase his own next damage by 1. Draw his own card. Alright, start of turn. Somebody heals 2. That'll be Star Knight. And somebody can get a +1 to their damage dealt until the start of the next turn. How about Star Knight? She might be able to deal damage. Radium City plays. I'll deal with this myself. Uh-oh. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the environment deck until the Cleat card is revealed. Put it into play. Discard the rest of the cards revealed this way. End of the environment turn. Each player discards a card, then destroy this card. Well, that's good. We get Flesh Right. Oh, dear. He's creepy. Alright. The Oppressed Masses. Go after Flesh Right for 2. And then he heals 2, unfortunately. And he also gets +1 damage dealt. Everybody discard a card. And then the player who controls the hero with the lowest HP discards a card, and this card deals that hero 2 toxic damage. Lowest HP, that's anybody but Ra. How about Star Knight? She will discard a Ra card and take 3 reduced to 2. And if we don't kill him, he'll heal non-hero devices, which is not a bad thing necessarily right now. Alright, the Unseelie play Nevermore. Oh no. Incapacitate the non-beguiled hero with the most HP. Leave all their stuff in play. Basically, they're incapacitated for a round. So that's Ra. Interesting. Start of the villain turn, destroy that card. Okay, Jack Frost hits the highest for 1, which is actually not Ra now. It's Rook. He will not discard a card. He will just lose that +1. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Alright, start a turn, destroy that card. Let's advance and regroup again. Somebody can draw 2 cards, and the first one is Star Knight's. Let's just have her do it. Draw a Star Knight. Speaking of whom, let's ignite the blade. Good gravy. Somebody can actually search their deck for something that is in their deck. I will move 2 cards from my trash to the bottom of my deck. She deals a target 2, make that 4 energy damage. Hit Jack Frost. Starstone Collimator goes off for another card. Do another 4 energy damage. Power, Living Conflagration. Hit Jack Frost for 3. That was very close. Draw 2 cards. Echelon is now beguiled. And let's move 4 cards to the bottom of my deck. Are there any more equipment cards I want to play? Play the Cosmic Dynamo. I kind of don't care about it. Oh, let's have her do a Starbeam. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8, 9, 10 damage to Flesh Right. I think that's fair. Okay, Ra has. Player plays a card, destroy an ongoing card, 1 target deals itself 1 fire damage. So here's a good question. What's the timing on this? If I destroy that ongoing card and he comes back into play, can he do his turn? Can he just draw a card? Is that the end of his turn? What? Does somebody know the answer to this question? Because I'm not moving until I get an answer. So it would skip to his end? Okay, so we won't do that. Heck with it, let's have Jack Frost deal himself 1 fire damage. Boom! Giving us the Sigil of Winter. Whenever a hero deals cold damage, they may draw a card. Whenever they're dealt cold damage, they must discard a card. So, that flips the Unseelie Court to the Lord of Misrule. Alright, we removed Beguiled from the game. Thank God. Each hero gains the following ability. Swap 2 cards from your hand with another player. End of the villain turn, put the top card of the villain deck in the trash. If the symbol in the corner matches the sigil in play, the Lord of Misrule deals each hero X+1 damage of that type. Otherwise, each hero deals themselves X psychic damage, or X's number of cards in that player's hand, which come from another deck. And that's his turn, because he's still incapacitated. Alright, start of turn, let's gamble. Snail, he will increase his next damage by 1. Let's do a Mirrored Blast. Deals a target 2 energy damage, then deals a target 2 energy damage. Let's do 3 to the Lord of Misrule and use the other one to take out Fleshright. That way we don't have to worry about him. I played a card, let's gamble. Frog, we will heal Star Knight. And let's gamble one more time. He will increase his own next damage by 1. Draw a card. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough cards to trade with anybody. Alright, start of the environment turn. A hero target gains 2 HP. That'll be Rook. And we can increase somebody's damage by 1. Let's keep that on Star Knight. I think that's why she has 2 of those. Yeah. And we get Reagent. Well, there's another click target. The Oppressed Masses hit her for 2, and then she heals 2. Should get rid of the heroes too. End of the environment turn. This card deals a hero target the second lowest HP, 1 irreducible cold damage. Well, that's not cool. That's actually got synergy with the villain deck. How dare you? Then destroy a hero ongoing equipment card. Ooh, okay. This card is destroyed unless it had 0 or fewer HP. It deals the hero target with the highest HP 3 fire damage. Alright, so the second lowest is going to be Star Knight. She takes 2 irreducible cold damage. She will discard a card. Let's destroy the Starstone Collimator. She deals a target 4 energy damage. And she dealt damage, so I can bury a card and get 4 more damage. Cool. Alright, start of turn, Nevermore goes away, and Ra is back in the game. So the Lord of Misrule plays Fairy Fire, oh boy. So, fused cards in play, 1 toxic damage. That's Echelon. You know what, somebody should have 2 more HP, will be Star Knight, because we did kill Fleshright. Most cards in play, 1 irreducible lightning damage, that is Ra. Reduce the next damage you deal by 1, so that cancels out. Fused cards in hand, 1 irreducible fire damage, that's Echelon. And most cards in hand, 1 irreducible cold damage, and that's Rook. Discard that Star Knight card. Alright, end of turn, discard the top card. It does not have a symbol, interestingly enough. It's the Queen, and I guess they weren't expecting her to do that. So everybody hit yourself for X psychic damage, where X is the number of cards in your hand which come from another deck. I think that means Rook hits himself for 1. We need to... we maybe need to stop gambling. Ra hits himself for 3. Star Knight hits herself for 3, 4, 5, reduced to 4. Ugh. And Echelon hits herself for 3. Oh, you know what? I can't have both of these Swords of the Star Knight out. I forgot that there was one out. I'm not going to bother with it. It's too late to correct anything. Echelon's going to Flame Spike again. Let's see. First of all, Advance and Regroup goes away. Then Flame Spike. She deals the Lord of Misrule 2 fire damage. First power, somebody else can draw a card. How about Ra? She will give Star Knight a couple of her cards and draw a card. Starstone Collimator again. Power. Living Conflagration. Lord of Misrule for 3 fire damage. Bury a card. 4 energy damage. Draw a card. And then end of turn 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to kill our little buddies, but Star Knight is going to Scorched Earth and hit everything for 6. The Oppressed Masses are now oppressed and on fire. Cool. Ra is going to play Flame Barrier. Each 1076 Discharge Pistol. Remove that token. Hit the Lord of Misrule for 4 irreducible energy damage, and then I can use another power. Let's Rekindle. Hit the Lord of Misrule for 2 fire damage. I can play a card. How about Vantage Point? Gamble. Frog is reduced damage dealt to hero targets by 1 till the start of your next turn. Snail is increased damage dealt by hero targets to 1 till the start of your next turn. It's a frog. Number 1, somebody heals. That'll be Echelon. And reduce damage dealt to hero targets by 1 till the start of my next turn. Till the start of Ra's next turn specifically. Draw a card. Alright, start of turn, Rook will gamble, increase. This is a problem, because the self-damage, I guess he'll do his own. And we're going to play Trick Shot again. Destroy an environment card, let's get rid of the Hero's Tomb, that's a problem. Imbued Fire is here, okay good, then we won't have to worry about the self-damage anymore. I gamble. We're looking for a snail. We got a snail, I can play a card. Let's throw a Foresight out. Power, I guess I'm going to gamble. Give me a frog, hot frog, frog action. Heal Star Knight. Draw a card. Alright, start of turn, nobody heals, which, you know, I think we're okay. Radium City plays another Robotic Enforcer. Reagent heals 2. She hits the second lowest, which is Rook for 1 irreducible cold damage. He has to discard a card. And then we destroy a hero ongoing equipment card. Okay, we're going to destroy this Sword of the Star Knight because it shouldn't have been there. Which means she discards the top card of her deck, draws a card, and plays a card. Let's do Tesla Knuckles. My bad, second lowest is actually Star Knight. She'll discard that. Echelon card. Actually, having to discard cards when you get hit with cold damage is not the worst thing in this fight. And then the Robotic Enforcer hits the lowest, which is going to be Star Knight, who soaks it. Lord of Misrule plays Equinox. Oh no. So much for our lovely hands. I think somebody's going to end up one card short. Oh no, somebody just ends up with one card extra. Cool. And if turn, discard the top card. It is Winter, so the Lord of Misrule hits everybody for 2 cold damage, reduced to 1. Ra hits him back for 3 fire damage. Star Knight soaks it, everybody else discards a card. Okay, I think Echelon is going to Flame Spike again. Hit the Lord of Misrule for 1 fire damage. Power 1. Might as well do Tesla Knuckles, hit everything for 1, which reduces all their damage by 1, at least their next damage. Power 2, she will trade some cards. Let's trade with Star Knight. She's got one of them. I need to play that Imbued Fire. Draw a card. Star Knight's playing Imbued Fire. Now I don't have to worry about the self-damage. Power Living Conflagration. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire damage to the Lord of Misrule. Draw a card. She dealt damage, so we can bury a card. Do 2, 3, 4, 5 fire damage. Take out the Authority Robot. Draw another card. 4 cards to the bottom of her deck. And, well, it's Energy Bash. Deal a target 1, 2, 3, 4 melee damage, fire damage. Hit reagent with that. Destroy one of her equipment cards, Starstone Collimator, for 5 fire damage to the Lord of Misrule. And so she deals a target 2, 3, 4, 5 fire damage. We'll hit the Lord of Misrule. Neat. Ra's going to play the Living Conflagration, 2, 3, 4. Fire damage, drop reagent, and then let's do the pistol, because that's 5 fire damage to the Lord of Misrule. Draw a card. Oh my god, Advance and Regroup should have gone away a long time ago. I forgot that was there. Not used to looking for. Start of his turn, Rook gambles. Frog, he will heal Echelon. And he's going to play Drawn to the Flame. We gamble. Snail, he'll increase his next damage by 1. Drawn to the Flame. There are 3 villain ongoings in play because the sigils are ongoings. 4, 5, 6 fire damage to the Lord of Misrule, and we win. Yay! All it takes is a bunch of really good damage dealers, and you can beat the Unseelie Court. Good gravy. If I can find all of his cards, let's take a look at the rest of his deck. Slight. Whenever the coin lands on Frog, Rook deals a target 1 reducible psychic damage. Whenever the coin lands on Snail, Rook regains a hit point. Really wish I had found that. Strategy. Gamble. Frog says choose another player. They search their deck for an ongoing or equipment card and put it into play. Snail says search your deck for an ongoing or equipment card and put it into play. Fallout. Whenever you gamble, Rook deals a target 1 toxic damage. And I think that's it. So yeah. Rook is a very weird hero because he's so incredibly random, but I like the coin flipping mechanic that makes him very unique and very fun to play, if I'm being honest. So you can find him on the new mod Ammo 37's Custom Sentinels decks. The Unseelie Court is available on Sentinels Community Customs Classics, along with Target Star Knight, and Radium City, of course, is part of the Rough Riders expansion. As always, thank you for watching. Thanks everybody for coming to chat and sticking around. I know this went kind of long and late into the night, but it's great. If you would like to come see these videos recorded live, please follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kate S. Walker. If you'd like to have one of your decks featured in one of these videos, please see my proofreading threads, either Board Game Geek for Tabletop Simulator or Steam for the digital version. I'm hopefully going to be able to get back into them in the new year. But until then, Tabletop Simulator, Revis and Call of DLC, Ammo 37's Custom Sentinels decks, Sentinels Community Customs Classics, and Rough Riders expansion, not like great products. Please support the official release. And